Today we'll be taking a look at Unicorn Overlord, a new strategic RPG from Vanillaware that I remember seeing in a Nintendo Direct last year. The art style looked amazing, and although I'm not somebody that's well known for my strategic gaming ability, that doesn't mean I don't appreciate a good strategy game. And if there's one thing I am known for, it's how much I love aesthetic and art in games, and Unicorn Overlord does both at a top tier level. But before we go any further, full disclosure, Atlas did sponsor me for this video, but I'm actually glad they did. I'd forgotten about this game since that Nintendo Direct, and after playing the demo for a few hours, I actually found myself not wanting to put it down. One of the nice things about the demo is that your progress does carry over, so you don't have to replay everything you've already done. But you're probably wondering why this game is even called Unicorn Overlord, because I know I was, and it all stems from a boy named Elaine whose mother is the queen, and she gets betrayed by a big evil guy named Valmor who incites a big war and tries to take over everybody, and she decides to get her son out of there and leaves him with a ring which is called the Unicorn Ring. But now we're in the future, Elaine has grown up, and you're just trying to find out what's going on, what the Unicorn Ring is even doing, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to spoil, and you should probably play the game to find out. And obviously there's a lot more than that, but that's your brief Crendor style summary. So next up, we are in the Overworld map, and I thought I'd go a little unscripted for this part because I did want to just show some, actual footage of me playing the game, having a good time. So here we are in the Overworld. First up, I love the way this Overworld looks. Just the mist, the way the water looks, the art style, the 2D kind of mountains, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do in the Overworld. So you can sprint, you can walk. I am playing as Elaine. You can play as numerous characters in the Overworld. There's a whole bunch of stuff behind it, but as you can see, I go down here. I'm gonna have to fight somebody. I've already explored these ruins, but you can explore ruins and get items. You can go over here and talk to villagers. You can go to the town and visit the harbor or garrisons or just whatever is out there. So if we go to the harbor, you can see there's 5 different options. We have the armor, the provisioner, deliveries. You can board a ship or station a guard. And the armor, so if you look, is one of the storefronts, and I love the storefronts, dude. Just that backdrop of like the blacksmith area with the shields and the fire glowing. It's very ambient and cozy. And as I said before, that's one of my favorite things about these games is I love the art style and the aesthetic, and this game is no exception to that. It is just phenomenal. So let's go down to the provisioner. And as you can see, kind of a similar style where the candles are glowing and you got all the potions and the herbs and everything back there. So I've seen other things of like the food. I haven't actually unlocked it yet or found those things, but I am very excited to find those because I love looking and analyzing it, all the art style. Analyzing, not even a good word for that. Just appreciating the art style. I think that's better than analyzing.
Come back soon.
I will come back soon. Thank you. But as you can see, you go around and you got like the garrisons, the forts. There's like some soldiers, and if we go down here, you can see there's a broken bridge. So you could be like, oh, what's this? And he's like, it would seem nobody has spared a thought for this bridge since it collapsed. Unfortunately, we lack the means to fix it on our own. Perhaps we should recruit a mason capable of restoring it. So we have to obviously recruit a mason to fix the bridge to get over that. So there's a lot of different things you can find in the Overworld map, and on top of that, you also have the Overworld menu, which allows you to do various things like your unit formations, which are very important, your character list, items, report, quest log, heraldry, library, and your classic system, and save. Now, next up, let's talk about the actual strategy behind this strategic role-playing game. So obviously, there's plenty of creators out there that will give you more in-depth strategy analysis and tactics behind the game. But I mainly want to focus on the nostalgic 2D aesthetic feel of the game and how much I love that look and stylized gameplay feel. But I still wanted to cover the strategy aspects because that is what the game is. So just a little general overview. So you have all your characters. There is Elaine. Scarlet's currently abducted, so that's not good for her. We have to go rescue her. We got Lex, we got Joseph, Travis, Clive, Hodrick, Chloe, Aubin. So there's obviously more characters you'll find along the way. And as you can see there as well, they all level up. They each have their own equipment layout. They each have their own tactics and abilities. And they each have their own, stat spread, as you can see over there. And you can scroll over. You can see they each have different skills. They each have little summary breakdowns. So we have infantry. We have healing. We have cavalry. and there's plenty more, as you can imagine. But one of the big things about this game is that everything's kind of predetermined in the battle based on how you set it up. So if we go back and we go to unit formations, this is where a lot of the battles are won. So you can see you have different units. You can increase the size of your units. And as you can see here, we have Elaine, we have Hodrick, and we have Clyde, I believe. Clive, yeah, I did get it right. So let's say we're going into a battle, which I'm going to show you in a second here, but you would have the ability to reposition your characters before that battle, and the position of your characters actually ends up making a big difference in that battle. So let's say I want to move him up to the front, right? Or let's say I want to put him back here. That's all going to matter in the actual battle. So next up, let's do an actual battle first, so we can actually you can see what I'm talking about. So here we go. We're gonna go into this actual battle. We're gonna get attacked, and it seems that we're going to deal 46 damage to them, and we're only gonna take 11, so that's good. You can also swap with Lex's unit, who's also here, but they're going to take 46 damage. We're only gonna deal 20, which is not ideal. We also have Joseph's unit nearby. Joseph's he's cracked, man. He's got 104 damage dealt, 1 damage taken. That's probably the unit we want to go with, but just for learning purposes of the game, I'm going to do that. So we can also just skip the battle and just watch it. We don't have to watch the actual cutscene, but I think it's fun to watch the cutscenes, so that's what we're going to do. So let's jump into the cutscene here, and now is where you're going to watch the battle play out. So I'm not doing anything. Everything's just automated. You can see here. It's going back and forth. You do have the capability to speed it up as well if you've like watched a billion cutscenes and you're like, I just want to get to the end of it, but I still don't want to auto battle, right? So you can hold down right trigger, or what is it, ZR? Yeah, ZR. I guess it depends on what console you're on as well. So you can see there we win, and then we're good to go. So one thing for the formations I wanted to mention, now that you've seen a battle play out, is let's say we were going against somebody with a spear, right? And the spear actually has piercing damage, which allows them to hit into your back rank. So if we had Clive back here and we got hit with a spear, it would hit both of us, right? But if we have Clive over here, then he won't get hit. So that's just a small example of how your unit formation matters. Obviously, there is much more depth behind it, and it probably gets more and more complex the further you get into the game. But again, I'm not that type of person to get into super strategy, because in fact it gives you 3 options when you play the game, from story-based gameplay to strategic gameplay to like a nice balance. I picked the balance one because I just think that's probably the most fun for me, but some people don't care about doing their unit formations and doing all this stuff. They just want to see the story, and you can do that. And some people don't care about the story, and they're just like, listen, let me auto battle and like speed through and just kind of figure out the best ways to go about the game tactically. And you can do that as well. So it gives you all those options depending on your playstyle. And this is where I'd actually like to take a moment to appreciate these cutscenes, because I have had it where I like to speed through them now or skip them just depending on the situation, but I still appreciate every one of these cutscenes because it almost feels like it's a painting that comes to life. That's like the best way I can describe it. You have just the shimmer of the sun on the water and the waves, the rippling waves. You have the glow of the candles in this church. You have the ships floating in the harbor. It all gives you those cozy vibes, and it just chills me out, which is kind of funny because we're in a game where these characters are battling it out right in front of me, but it just kind of calms me down, and it makes me look forward to finding more of these cutscene backdrops as I progress through the game. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate the music, because I love the music as well. I'm somebody that leaves the music on in all the games I play. I don't play any other music over the games I'm playing. I always like to be kind of immersed in the game because I feel like soundtracks are typically made to immerse you into the game, and so the music in this game is no exception. It's just phenomenal. Really, really nice ambient music. So let's just take a moment to appreciate that. And so with all that said, Unicorn Overlord is a unique game that feels like it immerses you into this expansive world and allows you to battle with these strategic party compositions in real-time battles, but still allows you to play the game the way you want to play the game, and I always love that. So if you want to check out Unicorn Overlord for yourself, it's available digitally on Nintendo Switch, Xbox XS, PS5, PS4, and physically for Nintendo Switch, Xbox X, and PS5. So if you want to go play a few hours of the game for yourself, plus have that progress carry over into the actual game when you get it, go download the demo by using my link in the description and get started on Unicorn Overlord today. And thank you again to Atlas for sponsoring this video. Okay? Okay. See you.